Good morning, Tulsa West. I'm Brett Burgoyne.
And I'm Nguyen.
And today is Friday, September 12th, and welcome to TW Today. I'm finally starting to adjust to my schedule this year. Without my phone, I've noticed I've been a lot more social lately. I feel like I've heard most of my usual media from conversations around West instead of from my usual doom scrolling.
I've noticed that too. The other day, I heard people chatting about national walkout posts regarding to school shooting before I even saw it on my phone. Do you ever get to decorate a sign or walk out with anybody?
Unfortunately, I was really busy with marching band prep, but I'm glad people are starting to communicate more. I mean, especially on important topics like gun violence. Did you ever get a chance?
Nope, I wasn't able to make it because of my lunch club, but I heard there was a good amount of people protesting.
Well, that's good. I'm sad I never got a chance to be involved, but I saw that our friend Sarah filmed an excellent segment on it. I think we should see what we missed. Can we check it out?
Sure.
Alrighty, let's walk
out.
It's upside down. That's a blooper.
On September 5th, over 40 students walked out of school in support against gun violence.
Why are you out here today?
I'm out here protesting against gun violence because I am sick and tired of seeing kids get shot. I'm sick and tired of being scared every time I go to school. I'm sick and tired of everywhere I go in the United States looking for the nearest exit because I know that in any second someone can just shoot me.
I personally have been hearing a lot about mass shootings in schools for the past few years now, and every single time it really hits in my heart, especially with me being in school. So the fact that there could be a day I walk in school and hear gunshots in my school building and possibly die is really it's just honestly heartbreaking. The fact that there's honestly innocent children who have died, including staff members and teachers who have died just by going to school is honestly really heartbreaking and it needs to stop.
We hear horror stories every couple weeks about a school having a shooter and children dying. I think it's ridiculous, and I think gun violence needs to end.
Later, the students also protested down the street at Wauwatosa School District's Fisher Building.
Do you feel doing this will make any real change?
I mean, unless if the person in office, the school board and stuff like that, if they actually cared about people's mental health and say we could spend all this money on cell phone lockers, stuff like that, and you could lock your phone up and you get called with it. We'll contact your parents and call it a day, and you gotta get it after school, which is some old bull. I ain't gonna lie, and woo out bam.
So you're saying too much on the phone policy, not enough on the safety?
Yeah.
I don't know if it'll change anything. We honestly weren't very organized until someone took charge, but I hope that our school board listens to us and understands why we left school today.
Alrighty, let's move back to the regular announcements. If you guys enjoy being caught up with TW Today, then you should definitely take a gander on what you've missed in your announcements.
That's right, we weren't able to cover everything, so please slide over to your email because you don't want to miss anything important.
While we're on the line of importance, becoming a TW Today member might be in your interest, or a Tosa Compass member. Come see Mr. Lazarski in room 216 at any time to find out more information. It would be a huge help.
It totally would. And if you are interested in providing help to others, why not consider joining Tulsa West Key Club? It's the best opportunity to serve the community and help provide to others.
Key Club will help you make connections to people while serving the community. You and all the other members in the club will have such a fun time working as a team to do good. Every Key Club event that I've been to has been a blast, and I hope others can have the same opportunity.
Make sure to fill out the form as soon as possible. The link is so easy to tap into. Just scroll through your daily announcement near the top of your email.
The first Key Club meeting of the year will be on Monday, September 15th from 3:15 to 3:40 in the Steiner Center. If you have any questions, please reach out to the president, Kate Koenigs, or the advisor, Mr. Kepke. If you haven't found an interest in the clubs at West has so many other clubs that you might get your attention grabbed to.
All these clubs would be thrilled if you took your opportunity to step in. So again, please make sure to stay on top of your daily announcement.
And I know it's the 12th, but I just can't stop thinking about the fact that yesterday was one of the dates of the most historical events that has ever happened in our country.
September 11, 2001 was one of the most tragic events in the world. Imagine how deeply imprinted it is on the mind of those who witnessed the event.
I can't even imagine how big the impact was on all these people. In today's perspective, I could never think about a terrorist attack on the most important properties in our world. The World Trade Center, the Pentagon, and nearly 3,000 people dead. The tragedy left a lasting impact on the United States and the world.
It had been 24 years since the attack on 9/11. Many Wauwatosa West staff were among the witnesses who saw this event back in the day.
Let's take a look at some interviews between Wauwatosa West staff and media communications students to see what the school has to say about September 11th, 2001.
I was a teacher at Washington High School in Milwaukee, and I went to school that morning, and I remember being in our computer lab teaching computer science.
And I actually was in the Career Center because it was my prep hour, and we were having coffee with some guidance counselors and other teachers.
Yeah, I was teaching at Brookfield East High School. I was
coming to school late that day, actually. Yeah, I know, teachers can be late. But I came late that day, and I noticed the halls were eerily quiet.
It was pretty much a typical morning. Got here, got started. I had a physics class first thing in the morning, and I was giving a quiz.
During that time, I was still a college student, and based on my college schedule, my wake-up time, it wasn't as early as normal, but I woke up for my classes, and the first thing I did was went to the living room, turned on the TV to watch the morning news like I usually do.
And teachers started coming in and saying that they were listening to the radio and heard that something was happening.
I remember just super clearly, like when just the word spread in the halls.
And as I walked down the hall, I was noticing every TV was on, and just everyone was staring at the TV.
And a student came in who was coming like from the orthodontist or something like that. He was having his braces adjusted. It was kind of a normal thing. He'd come in late once in a while. And he came up, and I was just holding a quiz out to him because it was kind of a standard thing. And he leaned into me and he said, something's going on in New York. I was like,
specifically, I was in math class. An announcement came on over the PA and said, teachers, please do not turn on your TVs, please do not turn on the radio, all after-school activities are canceled.
Okay, so he took his quiz and went and sat down, and I went over to my computer and I went on the internet to try to pull up, see if I could find out what was going on, and the internet was completely bogged.
And I saw the images of the attack on the Twin Towers.
I remember watching the TV thinking this is just unreal. It just didn't.
Classrooms, and somebody had came in and said there's something on the news, so we put on the TV, and that's when we saw the tower was it looked like it was burning, and then while we were watching it, we were kind of hearing different things, and then that's when we were watching and saw the second plane come and hit the buildings. And it was
Mr. Schneider taught across the back hallway from me, and at the time, we still had TVs on carts. This is back before we all had our smart boards and so forth. And so he came to me and he's like, is there a TV somewhere? And there was a cable connection in his room. So we hooked up the TV to the cable, and then we were able to get the news and could see things, going on as they happened, and saw the towers fall, saw the complete and utter chaos that was going on.
And my teacher, Miss Locker at the time, her back was to me, and she was staring up at the TV, and I said, what happened? I'm like, are we watching a movie? That's literally what I said. I'll remember it. And she turned around and she was sobbing, and she said, no, we're under a terrorist attack.
Especially in the immediate days and years after, we did not have a Department of Homeland Security around those times. Oh, you're too young to know, but we used to have these color-coded alerts that would, for terrorist warning, and And then obviously we ended up going to war in not just...
It's just kind of like, for probably the first 2 years, it was just always in the back of your head. You know, it's like you hoped and prayed that, God, I hope nothing like this ever happens again. But then there's a part of you going, can it? Will it? Like, is there more coming? And I think that's what was so hard for the entire country for like the first 6 months, because it was that not knowing, and are we going to have another day like this?
The impact immediately was like my heart sunk into my stomach. All these years later, I can still feel the emotion. Just being devastated to see something like that happening on American soil.
It does get me a little choked up because it was a moment where, you know, you're a carefree teenager. I mean, which I know we all have our stuff, right? And carefree is relative, but where you believe that you are in the best country in the world, the safest country in the world, that the stories you hear about your family's going through, or your grandparents telling you stories of war, those are stories, right? Like, that could never really happen. And I think that moment for me was a moment where I realized that anything can happen and nobody is safe.
I would hope that people would appreciate the country and the freedoms that we have here. That's something really important, and remember that that's important. And I would hope that it would be something that maybe can help. We all have our differences, but we still hopefully can, as a group, get along and appreciate our freedoms and appreciate the values that we do share.
I think the one thing that I would just like to bring home is just how emotional that day was for me, and how in the moment I felt like my life would never be the same. I felt like the world would never be the same. And to see how we have as a people been able to recover, come back together, and move forward, that is refreshing, because at the time it felt like the world was ending.
Yep. Thank you.
I'm glad we got to see the way the teachers reflect on these sort of events. It's a great reminder that we all have a different story to tell. Hey, I see we take a break and think about something else.
Yeah, I was thinking the same things too. Let's find something more cheerful to watch. There's a lot to catch up on our one-woman show hosted by our friend Lilly. Let's head over to everybody's favorite segment.
The sports.
Thanks, guys. Welcome to Tulsa West Sports. This week was filled with some highs and lows for our fall sports teams. I'll start off with some positive news. Our girls swim and dive team won 96-90 against crosstown rivals Tosa East on September 4th, as well as winning the Rocket Relays against Milwaukee South on September 6th. Congrats to all those who competed. Girls volleyball took a tough loss against Menominee Falls on Tuesday. They put up a good fight throughout the game. A big shout out to senior Evelyn Davis being named player of the match. Congrats. They will soon face Hamilton High School. I'm sure our girls will be able to turn it around. Our boys soccer has had a promising start to their season, ending their game against Hamilton in a tie 2-2. Wishing them luck as they take on Franklin tonight. Our football team secured their first win of the season against Waukesha South last Friday. The final score was 21-17. Fans and players anticipate the game against Tosa East next Friday. The team is counting on the student section to show up and be loud and proud. That's all for the sports this week. Good luck to all our Trojans.
From the host and crew at TW Today, we hope you have a great weekend.
And we'll see you next week.